Hi guys, I hope that you're all having a fabulous day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with another The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly handbag updates. So I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? I always like to include how long I've had these items because I think that's an important factor when it comes to wear and tear as well as the overall update. Alright, so today I have 3 handbags and a small leather good to share with you. And I think I'm going to start off with the small leather good first. And that item being the Louis Vuitton zippy wallet in the monogram canvas. Alright, so I've had this bad boy for 4 years, and for 4 years it's been going strong. Oh yeah, baby. I absolutely love it. I can't get enough of it. This is in constant rotation within my collection, and I am as obsessed about it now as I was when I first got it, and even before then when I was drooling about adding it to my collection. Now I get it, all right? I get it that full-size wallets aren't really the thing right now. Many people, even myself sometimes, do prefer to go for more compact wallets or flat card holders, especially because not only do they end up helping to save space within your handbag, but sometimes you don't need to carry everything with you, especially nowadays when you can literally put the entire contents of your wallet on your phone, right? I get that and I appreciate that. But for me, sometimes when I am carrying a big old bag and I'm carrying everything but the kitchen sink, sometimes I need my wallet to give off the same type of energy and carry everything but the kitchen sink too. Not only that, I don't know about you guys, but for me, sometimes I am a very physical person. That sounds really bad. It sounds like I'm violent, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is that I'm a physical person because even though I can appreciate the technology of having the entire contents of your wallet on your phone, I need to see the items in my wallet as well. Otherwise, I completely forget that I'm carrying them. Be it gift cards or my insurance information or I don't know, whatever. You know, I need to see it within my wallet because otherwise I feel like it doesn't really exist. Maybe it's because I'm old school, but I need to feel it within my hands and I'm like, okay, everything's good in the world. Let me know if you guys feel the same way because I feel like maybe, you know, I'm by myself on this one. But besides that, I don't know, there is something that I will forever appreciate about a full-size wallet. And even though I like the small ones and I think that they're great because of all of the reasons that I said, there is just something that the full-size wallets get done a lot better than those, you know? I don't know, that's just the way that I feel. But back to this wallet, it's been wearing amazingly well. For as often as I use it, and I have put this wallet through the ringer, it has held up insanely well. I haven't had any issues with pop stitches, no cracking canvas, no pilling. The zipper is still as smooth as ever. And sometimes when I use this wallet, I'll be sitting there at the checkout or wherever and I'm just like doing this over and over again. I know it's so annoying for people around me because all they hear is that zipper, but can we appreciate how smooth it is? Look at that. I barely have to move it, especially nowadays when sometimes you get these wallets or even your handbags that have the zipper and it gets caught and you're just like, it's so frustrating. No, it's like butter, baby. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. But I do have some hairline scratches on the hardware. That's to be expected, especially for as often as I use it. But as far as the interior, look at that. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And because I have so much space in here, I don't have to worry that I have to double up my cards or, you know, put 3 or 4 at a time in the same slot to be able to save that space. Oh no, you don't have to do that with a full-size wallet like this. Why? Because look at the space. You have so much going on. You have organization everywhere. You have slip pockets, zip pockets, everything. I mean, so you can just put one little card in each slot and you are good to go. Sometimes when I carry this bag, when I carry this wallet, I feel compelled to fill every credit card slot because I can't stand to see it empty because I feel like I'm doing it a disservice. Does that sound crazy? I think it does. But yeah, look at that. It's been holding up amazingly well. I also like the fact that you don't have to worry about, you know, folding your cash 2 or 3 times or crumpling it up because you want to be able to save space. Not with something like this. Not with something like this because you can just put them in here oh so nicely. You don't have to fold them, not even once. And they look amazing. They look amazing. Now this zippered pocket, I don't use it for coins. You guys know that. I can't stand to see coin residue within my wallets. So sometimes I'll use it for extra cash, like hidden cash in here. But you have, like I said, slip pockets. You have open compartments. You have a total of 1, 2, 3, you have 12 credit card slots, and then you have these slip pockets on this side as well. Another thing that I appreciate about this is the security that you have because it is fully zipped. So you don't have to worry that your cards are going to fall out or your cash is going to fall out, or if you have a lot of change in here that's going to fall out either. So you do have that security feature that I think is wonderful. There have been times that I have used this as a clutch. Not saying that I recommend it, but if you are in a pinch and let's say that you're running errands and you don't want to carry a small card holder, you don't want to carry a bag, and you want something like this, this is perfect. I've been able to fit my phone in here. You guys know my phone is ancient, but I've been able to fit my phone in here without a case. I've been able to fit my key fob, my house keys, as well as a very, very small lipstick. So again, I'm not saying that you should do that, but should you feel compelled to use this kind of like a clutch, you can get away with it. You can get away with it. But I think it is awesome. So it's spacious. I love the accordion that it has. So again, you can open it up, see everything at a glance. Nothing is hidden. You don't have to worry that, oh man, I have 3 cards behind each other. I have to get to them. No, no, no. You can see everything going on in here. I think it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. But one thing I do have to say, it's kind of a con. I don't really consider it a con, but still, I always like to give more information. If you are carrying a bag and it's already getting pretty heavy with everything that you have in there, this bad boy will end up adding to that weight. So it's not very lightweight on its own. It's empty right now. It's not very lightweight. So when you start adding all your stuff in here, it can make for a heavy wallet. But I will forgive it because not only does it look amazing, I love how it opens up, but I will forgive it mostly because it fits everything that I need and I can see everything at a glance. And it fulfills my old school heart when I want to carry everything with me, you know, and I can see it. I don't have to worry that it's somewhere in my phone, on my wallet or whatever. Because it's all in here. It's all in here. So I don't know, but I think it is amazing. Do I recommend it? 100%. I think it is fabulous. Moving on to handbags, with the first one being the Gucci Ophidia mini top handle bag in the brown monogram. So I've had this bag for about 9 months and it has been in heavy, heavy, heavy rotation during that time. I think it is fabulous. I love so many different aspects about it. I love that it's a mini bag, but it's still very functional because I'm really getting sick and tired of the mini bags that are super cute but completely useless. This to me is still insanely adorable, but it's still very functional. So I really appreciate that. I love the canvas because it's very carefree. Not only that, the leather is also very carefree. And I also love that it does have the dual zipper, so that way I don't have to struggle with having to move it all off to one side if I needed to. But it also comes with a removable adjustable strap that you can use for crossbody or as a longer shoulder bag. And it does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different adjustments, which I think is great. It's not too limiting. And this leather strap is pretty comfortable. It's not too bad. It's not super stiff, but I never feel like it's digging into my shoulder or digging into my skin whenever I go to use a crossbody either. Even though I can appreciate that, I do prefer to use a chain just because I'm more of a chain girl when it comes to my handbags. I don't know. I thought that I would have gotten over it by now, but definitely not. It's still going very, very strong. But I like that this isn't too stiff and it's still pretty soft. I'm not saying like it's insanely soft, like it's butter either, but at least you don't have to worry that this is going to be digging into your skin. So I wanted to throw that out there. But look at that. You don't have a lot going on in here. You have one little slip pocket, so you just have that open compartment. But for me personally, I prefer the bags that have an open compartment because sometimes with the, when you have the middle compartment or when you have a zippered compartment on the interior, I feel like it takes away from how much you want to carry inside of your bag. So for me, having that open space really makes it a lot better. Plus you can see everything at a glance because you have that dual zipper and the zipper kind of goes off to the side. Doesn't go completely down to the middle of the side of the bag, but still it's quite generous in my opinion for a mini bag. I think it's great. I think it's absolutely wonderful. No issues with pop stitches, no issues with cracking canvas. I do have some teeny tiny hairline scratches on the zipper. Not too bad. The varnish is still intact, no problems with that either. And as you guys can see, it's been holding up really, really well. I don't have any pilling on this either because sometimes with the Gucci webbing, that's one of the things that you end up seeing go first with wear and tear, but so far so good. no issues whatsoever. I've used this bag in the rain without any problems. Very, very carefree, as I mentioned previously. And I really like that you have the D-rings on either side of the bag, because I feel like it really helps it from not kind of moving around. You know, when you have a crossbody bag and if you have the D-rings on the same side, sometimes they move around too much and they make a lot of noise. I feel like they end up kind of not protruding off of your body, but it makes it a little bit awkward and they can kind of rock side to side. I don't feel that that happens with this bag because of where these are on the side. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Now, one thing that I did want to mention is that the zipper could be smoother. Sometimes I feel like I end up struggling with it a little bit. I mean, it's gotten a lot better as the time has gone by because I have used it so much, but still, sometimes the zipper can get a little bit stiff. And I also wanted to mention something. I don't think I've ever talked about this on a video, but Gucci, while I can appreciate their zippers, sometimes they're a little too, they end up causing indentations within the teeth. So what I mean by that is if you go to store this bag, what I would recommend doing, instead of doing this, instead of having it right in the middle, even though that's technically how it should be, these end up causing a little bit of an indentation within the zipper over a long period of time. I noticed that happened with this Ophidia here. So what I like to do whenever I go to store it for the day, I like to move the zipper off to the side. So that way, I don't have to worry about that gnarly indentation. You guys can see it's kind of starting to happen there. I think I caught it in time, but I like to move the zippers off to the side because I feel like that ends up helping it to wear a little bit better as time goes by. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm seeing things there. But like I said, I noticed that they do have a little bit of a tougher zipper where it causes that indentation, and I really don't want to see it up, you know, on the front of the bag, and I don't want to see it at the top of the zipper either. So that's just something that I wanted to throw out there. Here, let me show you guys what I mean. Because see this right here? See that indentation? For as long as I've had this, I think for like years, I had the zippers right in the front, and you can see that you have that going on. So after I noticed that, I moved them off to the side, and you can still see it. It kind of has like a little bit of a wonky zipper there. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to do the same thing with this guy. I'm just going to move him off to the side from the get-go. This bag, to me, there's really nothing, there's no cons for me. I think it's awesome. It's very comfortable for me to use for extended periods of time. I'm able to fit everything in here that I need, all of my bare essentials. I do have to go for more compact SLGs, but even when I have it fully loaded, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel like it's weighing down my shoulder. It's just a joy to use. And like I said, to me, this is the perfect size. And I would say that this is very similar to the Louis Vuitton Speedy 20. I think that they're right around the same size. I appreciate that bag so much, but I really do prefer this one. I think it's awesome. And there are a variety of different colors that you can go for it as well. The next bag is the Louis Vuitton Classic Speedy 30 in the Damier Ebene. So I've had this bag for 7.5 years and I absolutely love it. When I first got it, I used it to death. I actually picked it up when we were in London, so it had a lot of sentimental value to me, and I couldn't put it down for the first like 2.5 years. Over the years, it has dwindled down, so this is a bag that I reach for, I'd say maybe anywhere between 8 to 9 to 10 times throughout the year. So it's not in heavy rotation, but whenever I do use it, it makes me so giddy. I start smiling. I have this grin across my face like you wouldn't believe. And what I really love about the Speedy 30, the Classic Speedy 30, is that in my opinion, this is probably the perfect size, for me anyways, the perfect size hand carry Speedy, because it's not too itty bitty and it's not insanely massive, but I love that I can carry all of my full size SLGs in here. We talked about this. You know how I feel about full-size SLGs. So you can fit your full-size wallet, your cosmetic cases, everything in here, no problem. And I think it is wonderful. I do appreciate the Speedy Sag. Currently, I do have an organizer in here so you guys can't see it. But when I have this fully loaded and I can see the Speedy Sag, it makes me so insanely happy. I don't know why. I know it drives some people crazy because they're like, oh my God, it's such an eyesore. But to me, it's such an iconic thing for the Speedy. That's kind of like what I expect to see when I'm out and about, to see that sag, you know? I don't know, but let me know if you guys feel the same way. But it's a great little bag. This has been wearing amazingly well. No issues with pop stitches, no cracking canvas. Usually with Damier Ben, because of what they coat it to make it a little bit more carefree, sometimes you'll end up seeing the handles start to crack, or you end up seeing the like the coating that they put on here, it starts to turn white. I have not had any issues with that. And like I said, when I first got it, I used it quite a bit, but that has kind of dwindled down over the years, but it still looks like it's brand new. I think it is amazing. I did add a luggage tag to it, so I have an E for Edward, a heart, and of course a little dog on there. But it's just, I mean, Speedies in general, I know some people either love them or hate them. Do you guys love the Speedy, or are you not a fan? Let me know in the comments down below. I love the Speedy. I love that it's just an open compartment. You have, like on this one, I have the zippered interior pocket. But look at that. It's just an open compartment. You can fit everything and anything in here. I used to fit like my scarves in here. Sometimes I would put my flip-flops in here. All of my essentials, everything that I needed, bottles of water, I mean snacks in here. So I feel like this is kind of like the ultimate Mary Poppins style, the ultimate Mary Poppins silhouette, because you never know what you're going to pull out of a Speedy, right? Now, one of the things that I know that many people aren't fond of when it comes to the classic Speedies is that you're kind of stuck using it on the crook up your arm or as a hand carry bag, right? You can end up adding a strap to this. Personally, I would advise against it, only because when you end up adding a strap to this, you're going to put a lot of weights, or you're going to put a lot of stress on these tabs here, and over time, it can end up wearing a little bit funky, or these might end up starting to kind of pop off. You definitely don't want to do that. I know some people have added straps to this and they've had, you know, great success. They've never had any issues with that, and I sincerely hope it stays that way. But me personally, it kind of scares me. I don't want that to happen, especially when I have it fully loaded, because we all know sometimes I have no self-control. I just want to fit everything in here. So, I mean, if you're carrying a little bit less and you have a strap, I don't think it's going to be an issue. But if you do it constantly and over time, you can end up seeing that wear and tear, and you can see these tabs start to kind of pull away from these little stitches here. So I just wanted to throw that out there just in case. It's awesome. You know, it might not be the most, it might not be the best bag to use, especially not for hands-free, because you're stuck using this. And sometimes when I'm out shopping, it can be a little bit cumbersome, not gonna lie, you know, because I have all my stuff in here. I'm just like, you know, trying to juggle with, you know, hangers if I'm at Nordstrom or wherever I'm at, you know, Marshall's, you know, looking at clothing. So it's not always the most convenient, but I absolutely love this size when it comes to a Speedy and a top handle and a hand carry bag. I will never part with this bag. It is large, but I mean, what more could you ask for with a big old bag? You fit everything that you need in here. It is the ultimate Mary Poppins bag for sure. So love it. It's still going strong. 7.5 years. I remember when I was at, where was I? Selfridges, or I think it was at Harrods, and I was looking for one that had the made in France, because here in the United States I couldn't find them. They either didn't have the made in France, or it was made in the US, and I was like, oh, it's such a bummer. I wanted to say made in France because all of my other 30s had the made in France, but I think it was Harrods. And when I asked the sales associate there, I was like, I feel so silly, but do you have a Speedy 30 Classic Damier Ben that has the made in France? And her face lit up. She's like, don't worry, I got you. I got you. It's like she understood, you know, she got the crazy, and it made me so happy. So that also makes me, every time I use this bag, it reminds me of, you know, of that interaction with her. And yeah. It was great. Absolutely great. Moving on to our last handbag, and that is the Lancel Ninon in the medium size. This is in the black pebbled leather with the silver hardware. All right, so I've had this handbag for about 1.5 years, and I'll be honest with you, it's not one that I reach for often. It's not in heavy rotation, but I still think it is absolutely fabulous. I love using this as a rainy day bag, especially when I want a little bit more edge. This is perfect. But as far as wear and tear, it's been wearing fabulously. Again, it's not in heavy rotation, so that can also be a factor. But I personally haven't had any issues with pop stitches, no problems with the hardware chipping or anything like that. This brand was actually founded in Paris in 1876, so it has a ton of history. They have so many different styles. They have so many different bags. They also have accessories. I mean, you name it, definitely check them out. But I love their history. And you guys know that when it comes to handbags, I am a huge history buff with these brands. So I definitely appreciate that. But Lancel actually started to revamp their bags. I think it was in 2018, which is when this was launched. And this is by far one of their most popular styles. They also have this in a larger size. They have this in a smaller size. And I believe they also have it in a nano. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. But I really like, it's very different. And that's what really attracted me initially to this brand, because when I first saw it, I was like, what is this? It totally came out of left field. I'm like, I've never heard of this brand. And then I kind of fell down the rabbit hole doing a little bit more research. And the more I read about it, the more I appreciated it. And when I saw this style, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have it. I think it is fabulous. So you do have this removable little top handle that says Lancel at the very top, right on the front side. Instead of it being like a snap button closure or a zip closure, it actually has more of a little hook, if you will. So you unhook it like that. But there's a side view. There's a back view. You do have a little pocket, a very generous pocket, I should say. There's a side view on the bottom. It doesn't have any feet, but I like that it has this for reinforcement. And then on the interior, you have this beautiful red. There are a variety of different colors to pick from as well. Now, this bag does come with a crossbody strap, or a longer shoulder strap that you can use that way. It is not removable. However, yours truly took it off, because I cannot stand some of these bags, as beautiful as they are. I need to have a little bit more versatility. Sometimes with these non-adjustable, non-removable straps, they are not my favorite. So yeah, I was feeling spicy and I took it off. No surprise there, right? Okay, but back to the interior. So when you open it up, look at that. I love the red, because the black with the red and the silver hardware, my goodness, that is such a fantastic combination. And it's this bright, beautiful red too. So you have one open compartment, one zippered pocket, and one little slip pocket here. And you also have this guy that opens up, and then you have a little tab on the side there. So like I said, it's kind of edgy. It's very different. I haven't really seen a bag like this with these types of details, so I appreciate it even more. And the price point for these, I would put them right around the same price point as in between like Aspinall of London and Longchamp, for sure. Right around there. So it has a friendlier price point, especially for the quality of leather that you're getting, and again, the history of the brand, which I can definitely end up appreciating. And this one says Lancel, Paris 1876, made in Italy. Hold on. Hang on. There we go. Sometimes I will have to say though, if I'm in a hurry, I do struggle with having to close this up, because I have to line it up to be able to put this guy here inside of this little hook part. So sometimes I have struggled. More often than not, it's okay. I'm just like, boop, no problem whatsoever. But I still want to throw that out there just in case. I haven't experienced any type of bleeding with this red interior either, which made me really, really happy. This leather is like, it's very soft. I love the pebbling that it has. Great for, you know, for the days when I'm using it for rain. But sometimes if I want to take this off, I'll take it off. You're able to remove it, no problem. They also have these that you can buy them separately if you want to like interchange the colors. But I really like the way that it looks, but there we go. So I can add a different chain on here if I wanted to. So I think that it has quite a bit more versatility now that I have removed the other strap. But when I first got it, I was using it crossbody, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't really like that. I can't adjust it. It was a little too long on my torso. And I don't know. I wasn't really digging it. If this had been adjustable or removable, that would have been a different story. But Sorry, girl, I had to go. It had to go. We don't have time for these non-adjustable, non-removable straps anymore. No, what is this? You know, this is 2024. We need versatility. We need options. But yeah, I think it's a cool looking bag. And again, I love the different details that it has because it really adds to the overall appeal for it, at least for me anyways. But anyways, that does it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was able to give you a little bit more info on these items, especially if you're looking to add them to your collection. And I will put links down below if you guys want to check them out. But I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.